On this edition of Motorcycle Experience, an OPP constable learns to take it slow. While on this season's ultimate ride, we scarf some home cookin' on the southern tip of the Gaspé Peninsula. Then, during our Winging It segment, touring expert Ken Edick turns the safety equation on its ear. And shifting gears, contributing editor Jenn Martin will offer up some important advice on cool weather riding apparel. All this and more as Motovan presents Motorcycle Experience. Hello and welcome to Motorcycle Experience, the voice of motorcyclists everywhere. I'm Dave Hatchin. This week we'll kick off our show by sampling the totally revised sport touring machine from the folks at BMW, the R1200 RT. When it comes to adventure touring, BMW Motorrad knows a thing or two about traveling on two wheels, over really long distances, in a variety of conditions. The company also knows a thing or two about horizontally opposed twin-cylinder boxer engines. Let's just say it's their bread and butter. So when BMW sleeved their very latest generation liquid-cooled opposed twin into their classic sport touring RT package, and then updated it with cutting-edge riding tools such as optional dynamic riding modes in the engine department, shift assist in the transmission box, and dynamic ESA on both ends of the suspension bits, then you just know this would be a very potent touring package. And that's just for starters. There's also an electric windscreen, ABS, traction control, heated grips, Bluetooth. The list goes on. So how does it all work? Well, let's ask veteran dual sport riding expert, Kevin Burnett.
So Kevin, I thought this would be fun to put you on this bike because normally you're in the dirt or riding enduro or cross country and you're a total adventure guy, but you know, to me, this is a different kind of adventure.
It is, and I'm pleasantly surprised with it. I didn't think I'd like it because, as you say, most of my bikes have knobbies on them.
Yeah.
This is pure road, but it works so well on the road. I really, really like it.
Yeah. Well, let's first of all talk about the engine because, you know, the Boxer's been around a long time. Horizontally opposed twin. I love that motor. What did you think?
Well, I got to try the GS earlier and loved that motor. I've also driven the Airhead and compared the two side by side, and I'm really impressed with how they've completely changed the motor. The old one seems kind of lazy compared to this athletic version that they have now. The motor is very smooth, very quiet. There's no tappet, noises going on. Very quiet motor. It still has the characteristic lunge, but not quite as much as the old one. Even though it's got lots of torque, you can still rev her right up and it'll go.
Yeah.
Right? The power doesn't taper off.
Yep.
So very versatile.
How did you like the braking system? Obviously ABS brakes.
Very impressive brakes. You just grab a handful out front, you stop now. You better be serious about it if you're grabbing it, right?
You have the ability with this machine also to play around with the suspension setups. You can change the settings, whether you're solo, whether you're two up, whether you have luggage.
That's right.
How did you like the way
you can dial all that in,
Yeah.
and it's actually very easy to do. I didn't get a course on it at all, but you dial it all in, and you use it like a big mouse. Right?
Yeah, this is essentially your mouse.
Right.
Yeah.
So you work your way through the menus. You can get into your dynamic suspension settings, and you can scroll up and down and pick those, and it comes from your menu over and locks in on your settings. So tons of options to play with on using the mouse, but the best thing is if it suddenly rains and you're in dynamic mode, you can switch to rain mode with one button. You don't have to search your way through some menu while you're watching the traffic. A couple hits of that mode button and you've got it in rain mode and you're safe.
You talked about rain. One of the things I love about this bike is the adjustable windscreen.
Right.
How did you like that feature?
That screen is amazing. I didn't ride in any rain yet, but I have rode in 1.5 degrees Celsius weather at high highway speeds, and you're in a little cocoon back here. Yeah. You just dial up the windscreen, turn up your seat warmer,
Yes.
kick back, hit the cruise, and you're there in no time.
How did you find the riding position itself, the mirrors, all that sort of stuff?
The riding position from the seat to the bars is very good. Because I'm tall, I had an issue with the pegs to the seat height. It's just a bit tight, but I've gone for stretches at 2 hours or more and it didn't bother me. I didn't have to stop after an hour and stretch my legs or anything.
Did you play around with the luggage system? Do you like that?
Yeah, the luggage is really easy to take on and off, and this model happens to have central locking. So you walk away from your bike, hit the key fob, it locks all the luggage, and it sets the alarm. Away you go.
So who would you recommend this bike to?
Well, typically you say it's for older guys who like to have comforts, but I'd say anybody who likes to have comfort, this bike is amazing. It works really well. And by the way, it handles awesome. It's not a big lazy thing. You give it a suggestion and it turns right now.
Right.
Works well in all situations.
And what's going to be the one thing that's going to sort of stay in your mind and you know, continue to put the smile on your face? What's the one lasting impression?
Just top quality, smooth, powerful, and refined. Good way to say it.
Nicely done. I'm glad you enjoyed this.
Yeah, I did. It was great.
Well done.
Hang in there, we've got plenty more experience still ahead. Next, touring expert Ken Edick doesn't wing it when it comes to protecting his hearing. While Norm Wells and I grab a bite of lunch before riding across Canada's longest bridge. Stay with us. Portions of this broadcast are brought to you by Harley-Davidson, BMW Motorrad, and Honda Canada.
Welcome back as Motovan presents the experience. I'm Dave Hatch, and it's time now to get some touring advice from a million-miler who's been a long-time riding instructor. But before we do that, let's catch up with Norm Wells in this week's Ultimate Ride. Today, we're off to have lunch with his sister in Matapedia.
So as you know, this season we're in the province of Quebec exploring Gaspé, with our ultimate destination being the famous Pierce Rock in the Gulf of the St. Lawrence. It's located just off the peninsula. Jacques Cartier first spotted it back in 1534, while the guy who officially named it, Samuel de Champlain, circled it back in 1603. So after picking up a couple of BMW K1600 GTs in Quebec City, we're now exploring Highway 132 as we ride south out of Rimouski on day 2. And we're heading for Matapedia.
Well, Norm, here we are in Matapedia, Quebec. It's midway through day 2 on our ultimate ride of Gaspé, and I can see New Brunswick from here.
Well, here we are right at the border. The Restigouche River is actually the border for this area of Quebec, New Brunswick.
Right. And maybe we should tell folks why we're in Matapedia, why we've decided to stop here, and why we're standing in somebody's driveway.
This is where my sister lives and my brother-in-law. So they knew we were going to be in the region. They said, hey, you know, why don't you stop by for lunch on the way through?
Right.
So here we are. We've started off with a little local smoked salmon, and we'll see what the main dish is after we get inside.
Yeah, so far so good. Well, it's been quite a morning. It's been absolutely beautiful this morning. About 14 degrees, sunny, blue sky. We started out in Rimouski, and we took 132 and just headed east. And my goodness me, what a beautiful, beautiful ride.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it was, you know, it was pretty typical. Not boring, but you know, typical ride to Amqui. But as soon as we got past Amqui and started heading further east, wow, by that river, holy mackerel, it was beautiful. Yeah,
we had at least 45 minutes to an hour of just nice, windy, beautiful pavement, and the whole way we had a river to our right, and you know, we caught glimpses of guys out there fly fishing. We found a beautiful covered bridge dating back to 1931, and just what I love, just that sort of classic riding along the river, following the river and through the valleys, just beautiful scenery the whole way.
The mountains, you know, you come over a rise and then you'd see this big beautiful mountain on the side. Some of them had patches cut out for farms, and the very typical coming into a town Quebec steeple,
Yeah.
which is almost in every town.
Yeah, we saw some beautiful churches along the way.
Very typical riding here.
Yeah. So I would highly recommend this route so far, and I know now that we're at Matapedia, we've crossed over the river, but we're going back. What's the game plan after we have a bite of lunch?
Well, we'll leave Matapedia. Apparently a kilometer up the road is the longest bridge in the world. So maybe we'll cross that bridge, take the 2 minutes it takes and come back. But
apparently it takes an hour.
Yeah, the joke is the time changes at the bridge. So.
Right, right.
But after that, we're going to head up to New Richmond. So this is going to be our first look at Baie des Chaleurs. So this should be a very nice coastal little ride up here. And then from there, we'll hit the 299 North and go through Parc des Gaspé.
Right.
Up towards our final destination of Saint-Anne-des-Monts.
Well, so far since leaving Quebec City, we've had water on our left for hours and hours to Rimouski, and then so far this journey today, we've had water on the right. Looks like we'll have the same as we go by the Baie des Chaleurs. And man, it's just been so far delivered the goods.
Absolutely.
It's been a great ride. Looking forward to this afternoon. Be sure to tune in next week to continue to follow along this, our 14th Ultimate Ride. Meanwhile, Honda Canada is celebrating the 40th anniversary of their Goldwing this summer, and as a tribute to the art of touring, we've created a segment called Winging It. This week, we're looking at your earplugs. So Ken, we were just hanging around between takes. I put my hand into my pocket, and lo and behold, I pulled out my earplugs. And I have a box of earplugs now in every jacket, just so that I know we'll always have them with me. And I thought, what a game changer. We should talk about earplugs when we're talking about winging it.
You know, because it doesn't matter what kind of bike you ride and how long you ride. The ambient noise can wear on you. And over the years, you can pay the penalty of suffering tinnitus.
Right. So not only do earplugs provide protection from tinnitus, but I also find that when I'm touring, or even on short rides, but especially when I'm touring, if I'm wearing earplugs, I don't get as fatigued. Have you found that?
Yeah, it's much more peaceful in there. I can hear everything I need to hear for awareness out on the road. I can hear the car, I can hear somebody honking, I can hear proximity of other vehicles around me. I can actually hear some people talk once you're at a stop type thing. So you're not completely removed from your hearing element, but it's much more peaceful. I'm in my own little world in there, but everybody knows my name.
Now I've had much success with these. These are just those silicone plugs. I actually take one, rip it in half, and that works for me. What are you using?
Well, this is what I've moved up to, and this is just another variation. These are custom-made plugs. They're available at a lot of hearing professional specialty shops, but you'll see them more and more now at motorcycle shops and motorcycle venues.
Right.
And there'll be somebody there, and you sit in a chair, and they pour this nice warm liquid in your ear, and it'll form to your specific ear cavity.
Right.
And you just sit there for a few minutes. There's no pain. It's actually quite soothing.
Yeah.
You can pick a variety of colors, and that way you know that you're getting the best fit possible. You can even take it up a notch and have them in bed. Miniature speakers for your iPod, whatever it is you want. And now they're part and parcel of your custom-made earplugs.
Wow, very
That's
cool.
probably top of the line at this point.
Have you ever used the foam ones? Because I haven't had much luck with the foam ones.
Yeah, well, I always have them as a backup because, like I say, I'm trying to do an awareness thing with some people that haven't moved to it yet. And I had them myself for a while. You can get them at any number of gardening shops, hardware stores, whatever. I think I got about like 100 of these things for $5.
Right.
And yeah, they're used once or twice, and they're very disposable. You squish them up really small in your fingers, you put them in, and they're self-expanding until they close off.
Right.
And you might get away by using them a second time, and then after that, it's a toss away. But it offers a lot better protection than what the alternative, which is nothing.
No matter what, I guess the whole point here is you should be using ear protection, and it'll make a huge difference to your riding.
Because you'll get sick and tired of people going, what? What? It's going to catch you. They're the best thing going, and they're really small.
Great. Wonderful tip.
Still ahead, round 4 in the Ultimate Yamaha Challenge. And we'll get some very important apparel advice for tackling those shoulder seasons. Stay with us.
Welcome back as Motovan presents the experience. I'm Dave Hatch, and it's time now for this week's installment in the Yamaha Ultimate Challenge. Anthony Mann is back, and he's staring down challenge number 4.
Okay, so this summer we're putting the riding skills of one OPP constable, Anthony Mann, to the test by putting him through a series of motorcycle riding challenges designed by Matt Fletcher over at Yamaha Canada. Matt hopes this friendly competition will show you how to become a better rider, while at the same time demonstrating different ways we can use our motorcycles out in our daily out and abouts. Anthony offered to take on this competition in the interest of public education, and today he's ready for challenge number 4.
Anthony, welcome back to the Picton Airport in Prince Edward County.
Thank you.
How you feeling?
Good, thank you.
All ready for the 4th challenge?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well, you know Matt Fletcher now from Yamaha Motor Canada. Matt,
Here
what
we
does
go.
the recipe card say today?
This time it says slow speed circles.
Slow speed circles. Okay, so you can see now that Matt has set up a little box for you here. We want you to exit right through the box, make a right turn, and do a slow speed circle around all of the cones. Then come back through and around to here, come to a complete stop, go through the box again, make a slow speed circle in the opposite direction, come around and stop here. You have 1 minute to complete the challenge.
Okay,
Sound good?
sounds good.
All right, well, when you're ready, fire it up. You've got the timer.
Yep.
You have 1 minute. It's the tough part, getting back on track for the first circle.
Nicely
looking good.
done. Nice and tight.
Okay,
Okay.
he's gonna come back around. All right. Full stop here. Off you go.
Is that 30 seconds?
Are you kidding?
No.
Oh man, he's right on the line.
It'll be real close.
Here we go, he's gonna get back in shape here.
Ooh. Save some time there.
Down and around.
Wow.
And perfect.
54 seconds.
Wow, 54 seconds. Well
Excellent.
done.
Thank you.
Another one. I think you shaved about 5 seconds off of the record there.
Awesome.
So you're 4 for 4. Perfect. What was the key to your success here, do you think?
A few things. One, certainly eye lead was helpful. Two, your body positioning on the bike. Certainly countering the direction in which you're traveling. But and also using the clutch as your accelerator.
So you were shifting your bum off a little bit and sort of counter steering?
Yeah, certainly holding the tank high and tight and just exactly counterbalancing.
Nice. Well, you made it look really easy and you did a great job. So you're 4 for 4.
Excellent.
Excellent. Are you ready to move on to the next one?
Good to go.
Perfect.
Well, I gotta say, with 4 down and 8 to go, the OPP's man handled Matt's circle challenge like a pro. Now, I hope you were watching closely because that segment really was all about practicing your slow-speed parking lot maneuvers. Something you probably learned about during that ministry-approved riding course you took, but we recommend you practice this riding tool at least once a summer. Okay, then now that we've got you all fired up, stay tuned because next, professional riding instructor Jenn Martin has some great advice on off-season riding gear. Portions of this broadcast are brought to you by Harley-Davidson, BMW Motorrad, and Honda Canada. Welcome back as Motovan presents The Experience. I'm Dave Hatch, and now that we've got you all fired up for another ride, we'll wrap up our show by looking at how to dress for those chilly spring and fall season rides. Joining us now is the Chief Riding Instructor at Georgian College, Jenn Martin.
So Jen, last week we were talking about extending your riding season, you know, the shoulder seasons, and we were examining all the gear that you can add to your motorcycle, a heated saddle, heated grips, lower protectors, all kinds of things you can do to sort of keep yourself warm. But then we started playing around with the new gear, the riding gear, and I thought we got to talk about that as well.
Yeah, like the jackets that we're wearing. I mean, mine is a shell. So again, underneath a jacket or something like this as an additional layer for warmth.
Right.
But the one that you're wearing is really interesting.
Yeah, well, this takes the term shell to a whole new ballgame.
Yes, it does.
This actually is heated. This entire jacket is heated. You can get gloves that will plug into this. You can get pants that will plug into this, but it's dual source. So not only is it heated by plugging it into your bike's battery or accessory outlet, but it also has a battery pack which allows you to unplug, walk away, and with a push of a button, you've got battery power, so you can continue that warmth. Or I guess you could even ride your motorcycle using the battery power.
Yeah, and what's neat about that one is it has like 3 different settings, so you can like warm, because it's not so cold out. I need a little bit more warmth, and you can just add it up.
Yeah. There's also safety factors as well, which we'll come to, but this is amazing. You've pulled out the gloves, the heated gloves,
the heated gloves.
But you've also got some gaiters and things.
Yeah, I mean, we have for your ears, like a headband to cover the ears. So if somebody has a not a full face helmet, has more of an open helmet, this will give you additional protection around the head. You have it in the face to cover the face there. Definitely, I love these, the neck warmers.
Yeah.
That's nice, and it's great material. And then a balaclava, so that's full over the head.
Right, soup to nuts.
Yeah.
So you can cover your entire upper region, whether you've got open face, closed face helmet. And then there's the underwear, undergarments as well.
Yes.
You picked, I said, see what else you can find. You pulled this out. This is a fleece, right?
It is a fleece, but it's water resistant, or waterproof actually. And it has the armoring in it as well. So great protection, because something like that, you're wearing that under your protective gear with the armoring and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So here we are promoting the idea that you can extend your riding season spring and fall, and you can do that by heating yourself in a number of ways. But we haven't talked about what to look for and why it's important to do this. I mean, cold temperatures, especially when you're riding and you've got wind chill, that can be pretty nasty to a rider.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking hypothermia, so we want to prevent that. It's great that you can extend that riding time, but if you're cold and you're not concentrating on what you should be concentrating on, it's not a good thing. So the heated gloves or combination heated hand grips, I mean, that is great. Joint pain is relieved for sure, and you're able to grasp the levers and use the operation of the unit.
Yeah, in terms of your core and hypothermia, that can really affect you just in terms of your thought process, right?
Yeah,
things slow down.
Yeah, your judgment is affected. So if you're not concentrating on what you should be concentrating, which is everything out there, then you shouldn't be riding.
Right. So there's also a serious safety factor to all this stuff. All right, well, it's amazing just how far we've come in the 3 decades that I've been riding. This is a long way from the days of pulling a rain suit over your jeans.
No kidding. I think I'm going to keep this jacket.
Okay. Good stuff. Well, that's it for this week's program, folks. We're all of time, but be sure to join us next week as we'll be sampling the very latest generation of this puppy, the Honda Valkyrie. So, till next week, keep your feet on the pegs and your right hand cranked. Bye for now.